We hyped up the Gwen, Kitty. You utilized that before. Kennen into this comp. We got a lot of hard engage from LNG. If this gets locked in, which it does, Kitty, I have a lot of questions. What is the goal here for EDG?
I honestly am a bit on and off with Alice picking this Kennen in particular, but that's because I feel like Alice have level 6s coming online. Tarzan is still level 5.
How does Bot get out? I mean, we have flashes available, but Kitty, both of them might be burning an instant as Mako is exhausted immediately. There's his exit, but as he flashes, he's trying to buy time, save his 80 carry. First blood already given over to Gala as Uzi is still running forward onto Hung. Flash is burnt.
And also great range to really DPS.
Well, with the trade-off, at least EDG are going to be pushing some tempo on this bottom side again. We talked about the trend. It's focused around getting... So they do get a pretty good trade. However, passive healing exists. Tarzan now moving into position. He has the kinematics available, but will EDG still go for a dive regardless?
The TP is coming out of the mid laner. Scout's here.
Flash away. Uzi gets the ulti off, but he's in a bad spot over the wall. It's Zeri time. A Scout joins in. You said onto his old support. Take the kill. With one kill onto the Azir now, LNG look for a little bit more. Arla, meanwhile, looking for a solo kill on the top side. Zerka one away from a stun. Arla taking way too many shots.
Ahead in terms of the Kennen and the Tristana, but it does worry me on how they approach these team fights because Arla on this Kennen, we've seen him do well. Hung's a bit caught out.
I wouldn't look there. I'd look mid. Fofo could be the one. The shuffle backwards. He can't buffer it this time. And Scout on Azir, say something more iconic as he looks to get a second kill, but meanwhile Mako sets it up here with Uzi rolling in. The kill will go over to the cow, but EDG aren't done. Chasing Hung is there while he gets into the mix. All right, guys, settle down. It is just an NPC, but Uzi getting first tower blood. Okay, they'll return it, and Gold Kitty.
Perhaps look for the Rift Trial and take down this mid tower.
Remember, also Uzi without the ult, Fofo without the ult.
Look at Hung.
It changes everything as Hung is looking for an angle himself. Crown going to be blocked, but while EDG trying to make a trade, but hang on, Kitty, that TP from Scout. He's come out of nowhere. Uzi might be caught out. He brings the lightning charge in, but Scout won't let him move. Gala gets the kill number 2. And the angle from that TP.
We haven't really been seeing JJ and Fofo linking up as this Ivan and Tristana, but you know, Zerka does secure himself a tier 1 tower in the bottom side. This is going to be a very worrying trend because if the Tristana doesn't get ahead, it might become a downfall of EDG's overall composition a lot more, and I feel like Hung, I mean, that's a TP.
Oh, it is indeed. Fofo in a bit of trouble, but it's Tristana. Rocket jump towards Mako, but Mako's not going to help him. Instead, Tarzan over the wall forces the flash. Now Fofo kiting it back as away. Mako going to be the hero of this play as Uzi helps zone him out, but Gala Hung about to come on in. TP in response. Mako pops the ulti. He's the only tank of the team. And now that LNG are on top of him, he'll drop down to Gala. Another kill for the absolute legend.
Going to get dropped towards this mid lane, and LNG, they are opening up the map for this game 1.
With the Herald, they want to continue on. That's a flash here from Zerka under turret, but it's inner. EDG are going to kite him back a little bit. Some good poke from Poke.
Sneak the Baron with something like the Azir.
Or pretend like they're sneaking it. Onto Mako. He's caught out. No ulti available. And to Gala again. Kitty, Mako dies twice in a row. Now they don't have to flash. He has Slicing Maelstrom. Zerka doing everything he has to do here on the Cassante as it's 6k. There's a flash. Tarzan starts the engagement. Fofo buffers again. EDG kite back with Uzi and Fofo damaging at the helm, but Scout flies on in, saves the fight, and gets out on the back end, but Uzi won't let him get away with it. Running through EDG, powering, but Gala snipes him down. This Kai'Sa, Azir and a Kai'Sa. Baron is going to go. Mako too late. No way, Jose, as LNG sneak it worth considering, but now with the Baron buff, Gala and Zerka just go towards mid. Look at how spread thin EDG are right now. Hung? He's going to die. Okay, Hung just gives over a kill, but meanwhile LNG are breaking the base.
But they know
then zoning off EDG, coming at from a back angle. This could be it. Mako pops him away. Stun turret's out though, and now zone control looks so hard. LNG still standing strong underneath as Tarzan re-engages. Mako again, no good! It's a 3-man! Scout will do the dirty work at the end as Gala looks to clean up against Edward Gaming. They're not even a challenge this game for him.
And this was the team fight that LNG needed, a 4v5 to end of the game, and LNG looking as dominating as ever. This is a convincing showing from this team.
Can they end the game though? Again, Jeja not up for a while. There's the hard engagement we've been waiting to see out of Arla. He finally makes it through, but Gala's still alive, Kitty. That stopwatch you talked about saves the day. Fofo will flash away. There was one next to turret, drops on down, but look at the time.
Down with the exhaust up as well on Hung.
What a question. I mean, again, with the GA available, stopwatch already saved the last. Fofo at least having the wave clear to stop that, but a super reaches the turret as LNG bot inhib turret. Now the new question is Arla thinking about it, but Scout flips back. Fofo's caught out into the Magnet Storm. Scout should not be given his ear as the other man getting his Forbidden Champion is now firing away onto Mako. A double over to Gala's Kai'Sa as LNG are pissed off after yesterday. He's aiming down for the Penta. There's 3 who stand in front of the Nexus. As LNG just have to do the dirty work. We've got minions channeling in. 1 Nexus turret. 2 champions that shouldn't be given away. And a team that's mad with how close they came in our grand finals. They'll take game 1 and put EDG in their place.
Absolute decimation from LNG in this game 1. Calm and collected was their game. Gala on the Kai'Sa, giving Alice, I'm so sorry,
okay.
wrong,
all right,
as
you
it does
wrong.
do extremely well into the melee champions like the Rel and the Nautilus, and it does provide a winning 2v2 and extra peel for your carries. EDG, they have huge dive champions coming into this game too as well, but we'll have to wait and see if that is going to get locked in. But LNG, this is a very LNG composition onto this Jax, and that unfortunately didn't work out for the side of LNG, and you really see EDG, especially DJ, putting a lot of effort into getting Uzi ahead for game 2.
Again, hitting that same mark as Mako takes the LNG. Small gold lead, but importantly enough, it's those macro decisions that are showing us confidence as even without Chains of Corruption, Hung wants to make the engage. The Glacial Fissure at the ready, he flashes, but the concussive blows, the Winter's Bite doesn't connect, but now here's Tarzan. Everything committed for the kill, and Gala getting first blood again.
But Tarzan...
Zerka's still okay. He's got flash, he's got ulti, he doesn't care. While on the bot side, meanwhile, Tarzan is just picking up Dragon.
JJ is completely running out of options as he is just default running towards that top side, but Zuka with the flash, like you said, isn't going to be under too much threat.
I ask you, I mean, EDG still gold is relatively even, bar 1,000 in LNG's back pocket with the kill and some of the lane leads that we're seeing on our screen. But Kitty, not a bad game status. We see teleport towards topside looking for the dive. Zika takes a turret shot, but meanwhile Scout's here, the shove out. No chances given over while Fofo gets a turret as a trade. This is going to be kill and turret for LNG.
Top side, it was absolutely everyone as LNG committing all 5 members towards the mid and top side, but it is going to be a tower.
The wall is Herald in the meanwhile. This is going to be a serious charge.
Great dash away from Zuka as well, not needing to flash, but like you said...
Again, we talked about the macro of LNG, and despite EDG trailing, LNG getting so much as inhib turret almost drops down. Scout is a couple of hits away from just finding an open top side at 16 minutes in the game. There's ulti though from Arla, wants a kill onto Scout's Azir. Arla, oh, he finds it. And the crowd finally sees EDG away.
Still have the Chains of Corruption so they can look for a turn, but Arla, he's looking for the fight.
I mean, this Jax flank, this is what Arla's all about. Into the fray, there's the engage, JJ there. Arla jumps in, but he's on to Gala instead. He doesn't care about the rest of the fight as Fofo jumps in. EDG finally, they get something in this series. Good morning, Edward!
Of course, the Arla that we've been talking about ever since the start of playoffs, and you shouldn't give him the Jax.
This crowd is so biased, man. But I tell you what, it's because the EDG fans have come out at least 50-50 to support Uzi and this new squad, but now why shouldn't they be happy? EDG in a firm position.
And hey, that's great tracking on the summoners for Gala. He's already half HP and he has to walk in. He gets hooked.
Dredge line is there. Uzi zoning them off. Hung caught out with the kinematics down. Uzi jumps over the wall. He flashes out. That was psychotic. Depth charge.
And in another 5 minutes, they can honestly either contest for the Dragon or they just flip the Baron. So
he has no ulti. Teleport being channeled as EDG now matching. It's a dangerous
Double
play,
TP.
but they're fully committing. Hung jumps in, Zika jumps in, Mako gets the dredge line, but Fofo now in the best spot. Look at the AoE. Arla as well ignites the crowd, but on his Jax, he's blown up. Scout, great DPS with Gala as they take the blast. Tarzan gets it. He's set away to safety.
He's on the side.
Depth charges there. Fofo can have an opportunity, but the stopwatch you talked about used so well. It gets Zika out to a good spot, but Arla, even on the ward, is on a good flank. But there's a 3-man from JJ. Dredge line to re-engage, and Fofo and Uzi are firing away. The Golden God is back on in it as Hung now in the middle, tries to delay, but he's dead too. 2 for Uzi, and EDG are back.
He needs to be fast with this Dragon.
EDG, I mean, it's Ocean Soul or it's a base in tatters. Arla firing away while, again, the health bars are low now for the TP. This is the flank of a lifetime. They want to equalize. They want to return to Worlds. And Edward Gaming will not take no for an answer. Onto Tarzan. He's on a low health bar. Scout, the ulti does nothing. And Uzi chases down Hung with a deserved kill. Edward Gaming are alive in this series.
And Fofo TPs towards the bottom of an inhibitor, and he's going to go into Gala.
This Tristana game 1 was a slide, but as he flashes forward, he solo kills the provincial ping.
And with that kill going into Fofo's pockets, EDG, they even out the scoreline to 1-1. They are truly online for tonight's series.
Welcome to the series for LNG. A little bit exhausted by game 2, but EDG will take it right off their hands.
I got a little bit too excited for that Dragon Soul fight, but who wouldn't be to look out for when it comes to these long-range engages? But if Hung, or at least Mako, wants to go for the winning 2v2 in the bottom lane, Varus and Braum once again, we saw a dominating performance in the hands of LNG, but this time the roles are reversed, where Gala, on something like the Sivir, he's going to play a little bit more utility-based that allows Scout to shine on the Jace into Ala, which will get Zika ahead.
Well, Tarzan in the great place at a great time. Ala again, the focus, and Permafrost with the Renekton is so easy. One more hit, Tarzan takes it, and first blood for LNG.
That's slowly pushing into Zika, and also using that flash at the very end. Very nice CC held onto by Tarzan, but something's
look at
happening
live.
in lane.
Fofo in a bad spot, he just picked up the ulti, but the flash comes late, they match it. Scout comes through, knocks him down, solo laners Ara. We're talking about the start, weren't we? I think indeed.
Yes, so I feel like for both of these junglers for this best of 5 series, they do spectacularly well on Sejuani.
And can I just say with that roam down, I know the wave's crashing, but look at the CS difference topside. Something we might have to come back to because EDG are finally going to make something happen in the opposite side of the map. This is a dive onto Gala, but he goes for the spell shield. He survives for now, but the all-in's huge. Fofo jumps in, and EDG finally have a crack.
Be able to stop Zika's TP on this Renekton, but we'll have to wait and see because Fofo, he's making his way up top.
They might be forgetting about it completely since they got the first one. Arla called the Forge God to come through. Zeka has the flash, burns it. Now Fofo comes in with the searing charge, matches into Dominus. It's a 1v2, but it's a Renekton. I wouldn't get your hopes up, guys, as never mind. Fofo blows him out of the water, and Arla will be...
How he gets his hands onto people like Fofo and Uzi in this upcoming Rift Turtle fight, which will be in 30 seconds. But we don't see Mako and Uzi resetting for this upcoming play, so it seems like they're going to go for 2-for-1.
Diving, I mean, a Renekton again under turret. Uzi will find it in the end, and he survives the turret blow as well.
Both of these deaths being chained together. LNG complete control of this Rift Herald though, and they needed to break open the mid tier 2.
Scout with that.
Get 2 Herald procs in the mid lane, like that tier 2 going down, and that's exactly what LNG's doing.
They're trying to walk up and just take it. Scout does so. In a turret now, the threat is hung. Misses the engage. JJ doesn't though. He's onto the support who's squishy as anything. Fofo's got to reset. Call the Forge God layers through, and Gala is out of
themselves that dragon.
It'll be second here for EDG, but Mako moving up, not respecting Fog of War. LNG a full vision control, and he's caught out. Scout's damage huge, and that was just as clean as a bean.
Both supports are going to die for
the heart of the game. This always a threat for LNG, and at least EDG, they're trying to pick off theirs. Kinematics coming through, again onto Hung. Chains Corruption follows through. Uzi gets a kill in front of Baron. Hung
is be able to start this, but one shock blast just put Uzi out of the fight.
Arla's sitting in base waiting for a TP. Gala might be caught out by Fofo.
No wave clear, and Hung is once again in the mid lane trying to fend this off by himself.
Rocket jump away. Fofo is so far out. JJ gets hooked on back in. Hung at half HP. That TP is a flank.
Double
kinematics used again, but JJ's drawing in Tarzan. The jungle almost dead. Call the Forge God. EDG say, come at me, bro. Come at me. Zeka is in the backside, but Uzi is untouched. Watch the Varus go with Chains of Corruption. They may get Fofo, but they need the God. Zeka running through, but still, he's free firing. EDG flashing away as the all-in comes from Scout, but he needs to leave. Again, half HP for Varus. Zeka jumps in. It's cleansed, but Gala lives on. And slow and steady, LNG win the race.
A 5-for-2 trade.
But LNG is
died.
Oh man, Scout, wait. Scout and Gala. Gala should be able to take this by himself. Tarzan's coming in, shock blast. Gala's out, smite, Arctic Assault. Oh, Baron is so sketchy. It's like going out at midnight.
He is completely zoned out, and Scout on this Jace, I mean, he's on his 3 items, and he is strong.
3, 5, 4K. Supportive staff and Tarzan and Hung just made sure they hit the hooks, made sure they hit the charge, and that's all she wrote. Now with Baron and a 6K gold lead after the players, Chains Corruption fly through. EDG are going to try and bring this one back. There's the prison launched by Tarzan as Fofo now only joins the fight. Dredgeline to re-engage, step charge, but call the forge god could be huge here. JJ's ulti everything down to stop LNG from moving to match point.
With only 1 minute left on the Baron buff, they can only try to save this top tier 2, but Tarzan, he's looking for it.
Mako, will he be able to get out the answer? Dive in on Fofo on Uzi. Zeka in that last fight was so unanimous as turret does eventually go down, but as we get to line, everything else on the map, though, is available in terms of those ultis as Fofo opens it up a little bit more. And Kitty, I know we talked about Ornn upgrades, but with the gold lead this big, I mean, there is no comparison at the time being as Arla only level 15, only with 2 upgrades given over to the carries.
EDG, they full commit to the dragon. LNG, they look for the fight, and they get an ace, and the game's pretty much over.
Gala summoner down, by the way. Tarzan by himself for the time being. Going to be brittle, going to be sent up. Hung also the engaged. Zika has ulted. Look at the flank! The solo laners of LNG want to take us to match point, but they haven't done the damage just yet. However, with Fofo down, Scout looking here, but Arla, huge knock-up! But Uzi with the boomerang blade and everything in between is still given over to Gala. Just when it looks promising, when it looks good for EDG.
And match point for LNG.
I'm wondering if they can end though, Kitty. Look at the health bars. 15 seconds, 10 on jungle, 15 mid. It seems like the answer is yes as Dredgeline tries, but Arla going to delay. Searing charge there. Gala takes him with ease with Scout. The crowd is here for EDG, but it is LNG who will send us to the match point with the Nexus turret dropping down. Make that double. EDG will respawn. But Gala stands in front of Uzi and says, what you got?
What an absolute turnaround by LNG once those items came online. The top lane is you camp it, and the way you camp it, you get locked down onto the Rumble early on.
No way.
What is Zika going to pick for this 5th position of LNG's match point game? It's the Camille lock-in for Zika. He is going to show Arla how this top lane matchup is going to go hysteric.
Oh man, I gave it to that.
Champion where you do spike really hard when you get your first item with the Iceborne Gauntlet. But we'll have to wait and see because this time around it's Tarzan on Poppy. Mako.
Uzi had to cancel the back. He was thinking about not doing it. Zeta's play draws him in. Maybe it's just a really good long con, but first blood goes over to Hung. Uzi, not enough damage yet. A second skin is there on Gala, but he's waiting for the flash, or at least trying to wait for JJ. Hung is here. Flash now burnt. Gala gets the root and turns it around. Hung survives. It's a disaster for EDG.
Useless in these team fights.
It's crazy again that LNG's bottom laner once again finding their mark as Uzi is hooked in. That's a root flashed away from it. He's still dead. Gala has 2 kills. And EDG are... I told you, Kitty, LNG are sick and tired of playing some League of Legends. They want to lock their spot in. And for a 3rd seed at Worlds, man, this early game could not...
No summon is available for Uzi.
Help! Call the police!
There's
Call
no
the police! Somebody help Uzi! He just wants to go back to Worlds, but LNG won't let them. It's a double for Gala. Pack it up. They are sick of playing with bot being a meltdown. At least EDG will have side lanes very well fed.
Really smart play that EDG, they also rotated their bottom lane towards the mid lane as they completely give up on bottom lane.
Also sharing experience if they absorb any is onto Zuka again. There's the flash full committal. They know they have to do something. There's Solar Flare. They won't let him move, and Fofo picking up the kill. Again, that creativity gives them a chance. The thumbs are up. You cheeky devil, the crowd will hate you. But as Fofo now going to be channeled back on in, they're bought time. Here comes Scout on his ear. Let them know, your old organization, that you mean business. They stand in place as Tarzan does drop down, but LNG still have Scout firing away as he flashes away. Hang on. Uzi comes through. EDG might have a chance, but Zuka is now the new problem as JJ tries to panel him off. Uzi fires away, but he doesn't do much damage.
Trying to look for any engage onto this AD carry. Zuka's
this is huge. It's a 4v4. Uzi might not be here, but they need to kill Zika straight away. It's delayed as EDG continue the dive. Everything in. Arla gets a kill, but now Tarzan comes in to sandwich him in. Fofo is the carry, but as he flashes away, he doesn't get caught by that ulti. Equalizer zones out as well as Tarzan starts with that steadfast presence, but Mako, his presence is no longer existing. LNG are chasing down the remnant kills. The members as Hung.
It's going to be the only win con for EDG if they continue to force onto this Camille. It kind of feels like that Zuka is the 8th Dragon and the Herald, at least the 2nd Herald, going over towards LNG.
Thought Arla wanted to fight it as Zika does the all-in Fofo. He's going to get a reset here, but Zika gets his passive shield. It's a close 1v1. It could change the game as Flash on top. Zika! That buyout in the off-season was worth
it. Did a tier 2 top lane, but it's not going to be worth in the 5 minutes run.
So Mountain Soul, you have Poppy on the other side with the Nautilus as well. No bonus stats for Leona so far, or the Rel. As LNG in 5 minutes will show us whether they can end it out on that Soul, which EDG surely want to fight for. As Herald pushed down mid. I mean, LNG are not stopping Kitty. Look, people are spotted towards topside. They want to make the trade, but EDG, you're going to lose half your pace.
They want to look for the inhibitor. It's going to get a second charge onto the tier 3 tower as well. We don't have JJ here.
Oh, that ult not doing too much. He's jumping in. There's the flash. LNG again. They're sick of it, Kitty. They don't want to play any much longer as Fofo now teleports in. Inhibitor's going to drop on down, but EDG thought they could play the trading game, but they got juked.
EDG is lucky enough for the inhibitor to live on single-digit HP.
All in. He wants it. Again, Tarzan, though, the disengage. The scout wall as well. Jejez alone as Arla has to deal with Gala. The flash forward and down he goes. LNG can taste it.
For combo, they need a cry for help. JJ 5-man Rel ultimate, 5-man equalizer, and that's the only way they win this game because right now every single respective laner they are ahead in gold.
Crash down, they actually find Scout, it's blind, there's a solar flare, there's the equalizer, everything done. Scout flash! He flashed it to shut down over to Arla in front of the Baron, 40 seconds.
This Azir, this is EDG's angle to come back into the game.
But there is no equalizer for the fight. Zuka has everything here as he jumps on in onto Uzi. It's half his HP, but they all in. LNG is separated. EDG have a chance. Uzi ulti's in, but he has to flash. Gala is so damn bad. The previous RNG 80 carry says go back to retirement. It's all about Gala, baby. In the finals, now LNG have this man to rely on, but Fofo coming in clutch. Tarzan with the ulti. Fofo's rocket jump, not good, but it'll be good enough as Gala still lives. And EDG Kitty had priority for once in this game in the river. 30 seconds from Dragon, but Tarzan comes over. Jejez caught out. What a W from this Poppy. Kinematics to fly through again, but Jejez sent upwards. They all go in and Scout sends away Fofo with Zeka on top. LNG make 2 quick punches.
Decision-making, instantly engaging as Uzi, as an AP Kaiser, isn't going to offer...
You have no jungle from EDG. It just feels like that was the finishing touch as the dredge line crouches out Mako. No one in the crowd happy to see this. LNG are dissipating Edward Gaming.
LNG are completely suffocating EDG out of this game for Baron in hand, Mountain Soul for Zuka to start able to force the game for a Baron flip.
Oh, Tarzan, this could be game ending. An angle here onto Jejez, sends him away. Fofo up against the wall. The beauty from the Korean jungler as he diffs Jejez in game number 4.
They don't have wave clear. Uzi can't.
Zeka in with a hook shot, wall shot onto Arla, onto Jejez. No fear in this LNG roster as inhibitor turret drops on down. 2 will be down as they are moments away from pushing towards that Nexus. Kitty, EDG have to mount an incredible defense.
No wave in the mid lane.
So dangerous. Oh God. Scout might walk in, but again the crown will give him time. Fofo spotted out. Hello! Scout not getting the ult though is a big deal. It's a whiff. Solar Flare buys a bit of time as Tarzan now the chase with the equalizer. Zones him off. EDG taking the team fight, but Zika, his angle is huge. Onto Uzi in the backline, onto Fofo. It's big, but Jejez, as he zones them off, it's still not over yet. Uzi's finally doing damage, but LNG have got the picks, and Tarzan even over the wall. It's beautiful.
And LNG with this final team fight against EDG will secure themselves 3rd seed at the world stage.
Finally, 6 best-of-5s later as Jejez and Tarzan battle it out with a mid-wave crashing down. Jejez will finally die, but Kitty, it took so long. They came so close to becoming our 1st seed. They were booted out of the 2nd seed, but LNG never say die. 6 BO5s later, they have finally crossed the finish line to claim their reward, their return to the world stage.